So, oh man. So, you know the situation that I didn't want to mention any names in particular. Okay, I don't know. Um, uh, should any nasiha be given to anyone in particular, man? So that you know, because I know you have a strong presence in back and forth to Gambia. Me myself, you know, back and forth to Sudan. So is there anyone in particular, you know what I mean? You know that you want to give nasiha to for any you know, or give advice to any brothers or sisters that would be actually going across and making the voyage so that they don't fall into the pitfalls of of you know, this type of rhetoric, because it seems as if we have some people on the continent at the moment and they're disenchanted with the continent because they found themselves in an environment where it's predominantly Muslim. And they've started studying Afrocentricity. So because now they became Afrocentric, they feel that, oh, I need to teach you Africans how to be Africans. So imagine that, you know what I mean? Imagine that. Imagine the arrogance of that right there. You know what I'm saying? I need to teach you Africans how to be African. And so, so this is the dilemma that we find ourselves in now, is that now we got people who are going back to Africa, trying to re-educate the Africans on how to be African when their education for being African came from Europeans. Okay. So I'm you know, I'm all confused. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So how do we address those people that are already there? Okay.
Man, this whole situation made me really reflect on how blessed we are as Black or African American Muslims, because a lot of our African American non-Muslim brethren, you know, they're going back to Africa, and a lot of them, they don't have any connections on the ground. They just go and they make it however they can make it, you know, and I applaud that type of courage. I feel the same way. I feel like if you put me anywhere on this earth, I can make it, right? But at the same time, as Muslims, you know, we're blessed because we belong to an international brotherhood.
Yeah.
And so even if we don't know anybody per se on the ground, we just look for the masjid.
Yeah,
and
we get hooked up, yeah.
And then we get plugged in.
Yeah,
they don't have that.
Yeah, yeah.
And they don't realize how crippled they are because they don't have that, right? And they don't recognize the idea of, you know, an Islamic brotherhood like we have. So a lot of them are going as a result of marketing. Like they just had, you know, the year of return, 1619, 400 years. And so, you know, Ghana's tourism then went up because of that shrewd marketing strategy.
Did you hear about another situation where there is about a couple hundred African Americans that are stranded in Ghana right now?
No.
Yeah, and can't get out. Okay.
Because of the COVID?
Because of the COVID, and because the government basically what they're doing is that they're pleading with the government to have the same concern that you would have for Europeans that are from America, because they it's like so one brother put out a video that I saw today. It's called Being Black While Traveling. You know what I mean? And so a lot of people believe that just because you got the blue passport, you know, all the doors are going to open. And so that may be the case when you get to certain, you know what I mean? But as far as the government is concerned, you know what I mean? They haven't done anything for them. And what was basically said was that what you guys need to do is that, because it's an election season.
Okay.
So they're basically, everyone's concerned about their elections at the moment. They ain't got time for that right there. And so they basically sent them to the border. A tourist agency sold packages to them to get them to the border. What's a border country for Ghana?
Guinea? I'm not sure.
Was it Guinea? No, it wasn't Guinea. It was
With a map.
I want to say Sierra Leone. That's what I want to say. I want to say Sierra Leone, but basically that's what it was. And so they got there, and they wouldn't let them in the country after they had spent all of that money to actually get there. By the way, so and so they're stranded, and they've been there stranded, and a lot of them have been put out of the hotels that they were in because they were only there for a short period of time. And so now they're in bad situations because they don't have any place to stay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm looking at a map now. It says Ghana is bordered by the Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso, and Togo.
Burkina Faso. Yeah, that's what I think it was. Yeah, that's what they said. Okay, yeah, and so they basically got them to the border.
Yeah.
And when it, so many of them were just held up at the border. You know what I mean? And couldn't even cross. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what? And so this is the this is the situation that they're faced with at the moment. You know what I mean? And because African American, Aki.
Yeah, a lot of African Americans have to understand that most of the African countries, like when you deal with in America, when we deal with, official documents and government agencies, everything is spelled out, it's organized, you pay this fee, present this document, everything is spelled out. You know what you need to do, step 1, step 2, step 3. It don't work like that in Africa.
Yeah.
In Africa,
that's somebody on the ground.
Yeah, in Africa, it's like in the hood, right?
Yeah, you got to ask somebody on the ground.
Yeah. I noticed what the websites say, but how do you really get it done?
And so the way to get things really done, like you said, if you are with a tourist agency, they can handle certain affairs for you so that you don't have to get your hands dirty.
Exactly.
But if you are being received by somebody, you got people on the ground, like you mentioned, things are always going to be, taken care of for you. So
to answer your question again, advice for, try to be connected and be like, when I went to Gambia, I didn't just go to Gambia, we had actually Sheikh Mohammed Drami, may Allah protect and preserve him. He came to our masjid and narrated the Risala of Ibn Abi Zayd to us. That's how we got connected. Okay. He's Gambian. He's the imam of a masjid here in the United States, and he's the imam of a masjid in Gambia. So we got connected first. So I went there, basically as his guest.
Allah, yeah. Okay. So the advice would be to be connected.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing that we're trying to arrange for people by putting out different programs related to Africa and related to Africans connecting with African Americans, and have that type of connection, so that no matter where you're going, we can say, hey, you going over here? Okay, yeah, we got a brother that's down there, or we know some people that's down there, so that we can at least connect you with those people and put you on the ground with somebody that can actually help you out and get things done. You know what I mean? So that's important right there. So
now also have a warning too.
Yeah, what's the warning? Give them the warning.
Like, I'm on Facebook a lot, so one time, this sister, African American sister, reached out to me. She says, "Hey, I see that you're connected with Gambia. I'm trying to get connected. I'm looking for a husband." I forgot exactly how she came, but she came like that. I don't know the sister from anywhere. And so right around that same time, it couldn't have been more than a day or two after she sent me that inbox, a Gambian brother got at me in the inbox. You know, yeah, he said, so obviously they've been talking, right? So he says, I'm trying to marry this American sister. I'm like, who? So you mentioned the sister. All right, cool, whatever. And so I got back at the sister. I said, so and so reached out to me. I don't know him like that, but whatever. I'm looking. Even though I'm not her wali, I'm acting as her wali because I know a lot of times brothers and sisters on the continent will try to make a connection with us just to get a visa to get over here, right? So I'm looking out for her, right? And so Sheikh Drami reaches out to me, and by this time I'm in Africa now. While all of this is going on, I'm in Africa, and he says, I know this brother. This is a good brother. And this brother actually has a store in the well-known marketplace, Sarakunda in Gambia. We went to visit him. We got pictures together and everything. He's a good brother, right? I get back to the United States. The sister, she, remember, I don't know this sister. So, she's, interacting with me and my wife. And then she just got like real belligerent out of nowhere, just like real like antagonistic, and she blocked my wife. And they didn't have an argument or nothing, just weird. And then she tried to pass me off to some other brother. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. I feel like I'm talking to an agent and you passing me off to your handler or something. That's how I felt. And then so I told Sheikh Drami, I said, something ain't right with this situation. This sister, something ain't right with her. I said, watch out. Tell the brother to watch out, right? And so he tried to warn her. He tried to warn him, but at some point she ended up blocking me. And somehow they got married. They went around me, they went around the Sheikh and got married. And so she goes to Gambia, visits, and comes back. Now, by this time, I'm still interacting with the brother. The brother's contacting me like, what's wrong with this sister? She giving me a hard time. Something's wrong with her. And I'm like, man, we told you not to marry her. Something wrong with her, man. Right? Now, she blocked me. And so I really can't see her page and stuff. But he's telling me that, she's a headache, she's whatever. And so I don't know what that situation is. It just smelled real funny, and the brother and the sister are not married anymore. They divorced. But I just felt real weird about that situation. I don't know, what they was about. Maybe there was some type of, law enforcement intelligence agency trying to get it in through us. I don't know. So I use that example. I'm telling you that story for like me when it comes to dealing with, exposing people to my connections. I have to know you, or you have to come highly recommended by someone that I trust. Mm-hmm. Just because we're friends on Facebook, that don't mean I know you.
Yeah. Like the brother I asked you about. Okay. Yeah, you understand.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and so that's how that has to go down. Okay, so y'all heard it, you know what I'm saying? Is that connections do mean that you need to know people on the ground. A lot of people want to get in where they don't fit in, and they don't even know nobody. Yeah, can't nobody vouch for them. And you know why that's important is because if something happens in Africa, they need to have someone to relate it back to. Okay, who told us about? Okay, so and so introduced to this person right here. So in other words, to keep yourself clean, you need to go ahead and make sure that you know about that person And that person, and this is something that we need to make sure that we keep these things implemented and keep them in place so that we don't put ourselves in those kind of situations. Oh man, yeah, oh man. So yeah, I'm thinking about that brother, man. Yeah, he ain't called me back since. So, how did he not?
Yeah, I asked the brother. He said, "I don't know that brother." He threw my name out there. I don't know.
So that's good. Yeah, you gotta vet brothers out and sisters so as to protect your own integrity. Because if you don't, then what happens is that people can get in any type of situation. They can say, "Oh, I know the imam." Oh, you know the imam. You're in the Muslim control. You know the imam. Which imam? Imam. Oh, okay. So now, you know what I mean? He done opened up a door, and you know what I'm saying, a door he ain't really supposed to be in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So a lot of times that could be, that could be a real bad, dangerous situation. Which I hear you on that, Aki. So without further ado, I don't know anything else we should cover here, man. This is we may have to revisit this topic, you know what I'm saying, in the future, because things are occurring daily, you know what I mean? And so one of the things that Imam Naeem mentioned online was that Afrocentric scholars are self-taught Eurocentric shells of Afrocentric clothing. In other words, they got beads, they got, all the stuff, same thing the rappers used to have in the Afrocentric videos. But when you go and you look beyond the surface, they ain't got nothing. You know what I mean? Because go ahead.
A lot of people, a lot of non-Muslim Black people that have these negative ideas about Islam and its impact or relationship to Africa, they get this negativity and vitriol from people who don't speak no African languages, weren't really connected like that. Mm-hmm. And, this is where they get it from, because you do have Afrocentric scholars, but you don't find that anti-Islamic venom in them. Like, subhanAllah, I forgot his name real quick. Jope or Diop, what's his name?
Oh, Sheikh Anta Diop, yeah, Sheikh Anta Diop. Yeah.
The Afrocentrics revere him too. He's Muslim, a scholar. Yeah. But you don't find that. Obviously, you're not going to find that with him. So it's amazing how a lot of these Afrocentrically inclined people, they'll mention people like Sheikh Anta Diop and these other people in the same breath, as if they were all saying the same thing, and they weren't.
And they weren't. Yeah. They all coming from a whole different branch. Because you can look at all of his books, and he gives, even when he talks about the connection with the pyramids all the way back to Senegambia and so forth. Yeah. That's a whole lesson within itself right there. Yeah. So subhanallah, that is definitely an issue. That so one of the biggest things that they're facing over there is that they hate Islam so much, and now they get to to the continent, and now they're hearing the call to prayer 5 times a day. They ain't even researched to realize that country was a Muslim country, 95% Muslim, Yeah. And so they hoteppers or whatever faction of, because they got so much stuff out there now, man. I can't even keep up. And so now, when they don't find their brand of Afrocentricity, now they all tore back and all angry and so forth. So,
like there's this one group out there, and I know you watch them because I heard you mention them by name one time, but they employ people, and I just saw a recent video they made where they've been taking shots. They hate all religion, but they've been taking a lot of shots at Islam, right? Okay. And they talk about the people who they gonna have working for them. If you don't want to work Friday, you're gonna have to go, and if you want to pray on your own time. They come in like that. Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
so that's at Black Acres of the Gambia. Okay, all right. I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, that's
It was like maybe a day, maybe 2, 3 days ago, they put out a video.
okay.
On that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you in a Muslim country, and a Muslim taking 5 minutes out to pray. What working for you is like a deal breaker for you. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's And so these are the kind of actions, the intolerable actions that we need to re-educate our people, and our people need to be tolerant practices on the continent, man, so that they don't get up over there and become disenchanted or become distasteful for the people there, because you visited somebody else's house. You should know how to act when you go somebody's house as a guest. What I mean? Especially when you haven't established yourself like that. You know what I mean? So those are the issues that are concerning me. You know what I mean? So, subhanallah. This is definitely wow. Okay, wow. That's it. That's heavy right there. Since we get off, I'm get on every So yeah, I'm gonna be on that. I'm gonna be on that. What? Because they have said some comments related to not following religion and so forth. He has said something in the past to the point where closest, this is my God, meaning his woman and all this stuff right here. I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa, you know what I mean? And then she said basically, I don't follow that religion he following. I ain't got nothing to do with that. This is his stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so, I was like, well, look at these two. So
yeah, they don't have no love for any religion. They said it clearly more than one time. Christianity, Islam, they feel like, this stuff, they just put Islam right in there with any other religion. And they just, they feel like it, like a lot of people feel that religion is the opiate of the masses. And they, they put Islam in that. And because they've been brainwashed, he mentioned some of the people he looks up to, and it's some of these, anti-Islam, so-called Afrocentrics that he takes from. So we know where it's coming from.
Yeah, same venom.
Yeah.
Same venom. So without further ado, I guess we're gonna sign off there, brother. Go ahead and close us out with a dua, brother Imam.
Alhamdulillah. First, I thank you for having me on your platform. May Allah bless it and increase and be a benefit to everybody, Muslim and non-Muslim. May Allah put barakah in this platform and everyone behind the scenes making it happen. May Allah expand our breasts and make us accept the truth and recognize it when we see it. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت واستغفرك وأتوب إليك والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
Shukran, my brother. MashaAllah. Shukran, Aki. Allah.
All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.